Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. You know, this was a weird episode. This was a really weird episode. It's like you had a lot of nothing going on, very few parts in it, and some of this stuff seemed like it just kind of repeated itself. And I get it. Sometimes when you miss an episode, they gotta kind of catch you up on certain things, right? But let's start off with Blaze and Christina. Christina is still in this whole, oh my god, they have one fight, so clearly, they're gonna break up and I need to sit there and do something for the baby and, take custody of the baby. And now what she wants to do is sue TJ for custody. So this way Molly could, still have access to the baby. Once again, she slips up and she talks about how she may not be able to run a center right now, and then she may have to go on maternity leave. And Blaze is like, what? you mean family leave, right? Like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, I totally meant that. I was like, no, you really didn't. Um, and she pretty much just doing the same thing she was with Alexis, gearing up for a fight after one blow up. And how even Blaze is like, listen, people fight all the time. I'm pretty sure this whole thing is going to blow over. And you're going to sit there and be wishing that didn't exhaust yourself and tire yourself out, constantly sitting there thinking about the what ifs. Now, Christina does ask Blaze, hey, listen, if things go sideways, whatever, would you be open to being like a step parent, a stepmom? But, apparently Blaze's career, which we never see, is doing amazing. So right now, a child is just not in the cards. Um, Now, going with Ava and Laura. Oh my goodness, talking about beating around the bush. So you always talk about Sunny. Basically to try to manipulate Laura, and all she basically wanted to ask, would you stand up for me and custody court? Sunny's behavior is it's been erratic, and I can't have Avery just being with her. That's all she has to sit there and say. No, she goes all the way around the world. She paints herself as the victim. She talks about how she was there for Sunny, and she was a constant, and this, that, and the third. So she plays hero, but she also comes across as a victim. And then she brings up the beating that Sunny did. Didn't sit there and say who, but that Christina saw it. Just to be like, just to try to give her some shock value. And then towards the end, Laura's like, listen, if you want to ask me a question, just ask me the question. Don't sit there and try to manipulate me into helping you out. So she says yes, and that's pretty much the end of the scene. Now, Natalia and Sunny. Natalia and Sunny is another scene that doesn't really go anywhere. But one of the things I found interesting was, when Sunny was sitting there talking about Ava and everything, and Natalia was like, oh man, she seems so disingenuous. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what? Like, what did you, what did you just say? Did you just call somebody else disingenuous? Are you gonna like burst into flames at this point? You really just, okay. But Sunny is talking about how you can't trust this person, you can't trust that person. No one is trustworthy. Um, except for Natalia at this point right now. But once she eventually hears that recording, well, I guess Sunny would really just have no one at this point. Um, yeah, they didn't really talk about anything. They just seem like they're getting more closer, which is fine because they're only going to get close to a certain point anyway. Now, one of the things I didn't notice in the episode was the opening credits. Blaze is in there now. Natalia's in there now. They updated some pictures or whatever. I remember I think I saw it like I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, and I was just you know how you watch it and you expect to see the usual same pictures. So it's like they just started just showing some updates and some other people, and I was just like, okay. I don't know if any of them are on contract now or anything like that, but like, wow, okay. It always like always amazes me when they like updates the picture. It's like Carly and Jason. So Carly tells Jason that he knows that she knows everything. She knows about the FBI, the deal, you staying away from 2 years. She got the information from Sam, who of course got the information from Spinelli. And then she talks about Diane and how she wants to sit there and try to get ahead of this, call their bluff and everything. And the thing is, Jason said the same thing that Spinelli said. If you go to jail, those 2 years would have been for nothing. Those 2 years of sacrifice would have been for nothing. Spinelli was like, you need to honor that. But now, towards the middle of the conversation, at one point, Carly's like, okay, fine. And then she changes her mind. And it's like, God damn it. It's like at this point, I get that she feels guilty. I get that she wants to help, right? But this is the problem what people think with their emotions, right? People are trying to beat this chick over the head with some knowledge. Hell, I think even Diane was like, just let this play out. And I get that, Carly does tell Jason, hey, listen, they may not sit there and honor their agreement. He got the same talk from Anna. He's like, hey, listen, I'm just going to do it. That's just a chance I'm willing to take. But it's like telling a child why you have to sit there and eat vegetables. And then really trying to hammer it in. That's what it's like talking to Carly. Yes, her intentions may be good, but it got to a point where Jason had to sit there and emotionally blackmail her. Like, that's not something that Jason would even normally do. But it's like talking to Carly is like, again, kind of talking to a child. That he had to do something that he wouldn't normally do. Now, I've watched this show since high school. So, yeah, that was a new one in his playbook. Brooklyn tells Chase um, that the family pretty much wants them to move in with Violet because all the people around, all the love around, all maternal instincts or whatever around or whatever. Just pretty much says it's a good idea. And at first, Chase is like, "What about our own place? What about my place? Oh yeah, my place is too small." And then eventually, 20 minutes later, he says yes. And then Gio comes in. Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ, Gio. So he comes in, and he's like, "Oh, I saw Violet, and she looked like she was lost, so I help her get back to her room." And I'm just like, it's just like, what do you want us to sit there and say? Good job, you did something good. Did you go somewhere and I used to start watching these soaps, and they would bring in a character. It would usually be for some sort of purpose right there on the spot. It's like, and this is my old school fans. They bring in Patrick Drake, how dynamic he came in there. They don't do that anymore. They really don't. Gio just comes in there and is just like, oh, he's a violinist, and then you know he loves his uncle Sonny, and I'm sure they're gonna. I'm praying that they're actually gonna sit there and do something with him. Especially after so many Here's my whole thing. After so many missteps with Finn, y'all have to step it up with Gio. Okay, this guy just shows up at the boathouse when Sasha and Cody are sitting there trying to get it in. Um, Brooklyn and Chase are sitting there kissing, and then Gio just shows up, and I'm just like, do y'all just not have a plan for this character yet or something? Because it's like he always seems like he's just shoehorned into these scenes where it's like, oh, it's Gio. I forgot that you live here, and yay. I have nothing against him, and yes, I'm willing to sit there and give him a chance. I just wish they would actually give him a purpose in the episode other than just reminding us that he's there. We know he's there, okay? And most of us know what he's there for. But since that's not happening yet, could you actually get him to do something other than just be there? Now, one of the things that actually was funny was Gio was talking about he went to go outside and practice or whatever, and Brooklyn was like, "Oh, you mean for Ava, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Play badly." I just thought that was funny. Hey, yeah, I mean, don't seriously, don't stress yourself out. She's only give you $100 for that whole event. Don't stress yourself out. Like really. Um, yeah, like I said, I may not even like Jocelyn sometimes, but she was right. That's some cheap shit right there. I think that's about it. Hold on. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, if I forgot anything, write down in the comment section or come through tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. During my live stream, I'll be sitting there talking about all the shows. General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, Young and the Restless. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.